For now, I will show you the navigation lights of the different types of vessel. Start to the rule number 23 up to rule number 30. It is the navigation of light of the rule number 23, power-driven vessel underway. Power-driven vessel underway, more than 50 meters in length in her bow or ahead. It is the another example of the rule number 23, power-driven vessel underway. Power-driven vessel underway, less than 50 meters in length in her bow or ahead. Let's moving on to the rule number 24, towing and pushing. This is the example. Towing vessel less than 50 meters and more than 200 meters in length in her bow or ahead. This is the another example of towing vessel. This is the towing vessel less than 50 meters and more than 50 meters in length in port side. The another example, towing vessel less than 50 meters and more than 50 meters in length in starboard side. The another example, this is the towing vessel more than 50 meters and more than 200 meters in length in her bow or ahead. The rule number 25, sailing vessel underway. It is the red and green light only and there's have no mastheads. This is the example. Sailing vessel more than 50 meters in length in her bow or ahead. The another example of the sailing vessel underway, rule number 25. This is the sailing vessel more than 50 meters in length in a port side. The rule number 26, fishing vessel. This is the trolling vessel, green and white light only, and more than 50 meters only and making away. Here the example. Trolling vessel, more than 50 meters in length, ahead, making away. The another example of trolling vessel. This is the trolling vessel, more than 50 meters in length, in port side, making away. Trolling vessel, more than 50 meters in length, in starboard side, making away. Trolling vessel, more than 50 meters in length, in stern, making away. The fishing vessel, red and white light only, and there's have no masthead too. This is the fishing vessel ahead, making away. The another example of fishing vessel. This is the fishing vessel in port side, making away. This is the fishing vessel in starboard side, making away. The fishing vessel in stern, making away. The rule number 27, vessel not under command, have two red light only in all around, and side lights and stern light if making way, and there's have no mastheads too. This is the example. This is the vessel not under command, ahead, making away. The another example. This is the vessel not under command, in port side, making away. Vessel not under command, in starboard side, making away. This is the vessel not under command, in stern, making away. These are the same light in vessel not under command, not making away. Like for example, vessel not under command, ahead, or inner bow, not making away. Vessel not under command, in port side, not making away. Vessel not under command, in starboard side, not making away, and the vessel not under command, in stern, not making away. The vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, ram. This is the red, white, and red light only in all around, and masthead light. Second masthead light if 50 meters, side lights, and stern lights, and these are if making away. This is the example. Vessel, ram, restricted ability to maneuver more than 50 meters in length ahead, making away. This is the another example of vessel ram. This is the vessel ram, restricted ability to maneuver more than 50 meters in length in starboard side, making away. This is the vessel ram more than 50 meters in length in port side, making away.
Pagka sinatawag na si Jonah, ay Kyla, parang mula sa puso. Si Angeline.
This is the vessel ram more than 50 meters in length in stern, making away. The special types of ram vessels have two green light all around over on safe side, and also two red light all around over on obstructed side. And this is the danger side, the two red light, and this is the safe side, the two green light, and it is the bow or ahead. And this is the example. It is the ram vessel engaged in dredging, danger side, bow or ahead. And this is the another example. It is the ram vessel engaged in dredging, safe side, and in starboard side. It is the ram vessel engaged in dredging and not in the night time. It is the ram vessel engaged in mine clearance operations, and for this operation required power-driven vessel lights. And this is the example. It is this position is like A plus, and it is A on mass. And this is for the morning time. The Rule 28, vessel constrained by their draft. And this is the example. It is the vessel constrained by draft more than 50 meters in length in her bow or ahead. This is the another example. It is the vessel constrained by draft more than 50 meters in length in starboard side.
Ako mga bashir. Lagyan ko yung nai mo.
It is the vessel constrained by draft more than 50 meters in length in port side. It is the vessel constrained by draft more than 50 meters in length in stern. The Rule 29 pilot vessel have white and red light in all around. Only have side light and stern light if making away, and theirs have no masthead. This is the example. This is the pilot vessel underway in bow or ahead. It is the pilot vessel underway in starboard side. And it is a pilot vessel underway in port side. And this is a pilot vessel underway in stern. The rule number 30, anchored vessel and vessel aground. This have two white light in all around. And it is a anchored vessel more than 50 meters in length in starboard side. Another example, it is a anchored vessel more than 50 meters in length in port side. And it is a vessel at an anchor. The vessel aground. There's required an anchor lights and have two red lights in all around. And this is the example. Aground vessel more than 50 meters in length in port side. This is another example. It is the ground vessel more than 50 meters in length in starboard side. And it is a color and shape of the vessel aground in a morning or a daytime. No viewing angle. Vessel at anchor less than 50 meters in length. Vessel propelled by oars or power-driven vessel, stern view. Viewing the vessel from its port side. It is the sailing vessel with optional lights more than 50 meters in length in port side. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Sailing vessel with optional lights more than 50 meters in length in starboard side. Viewing the vessel from its bow. Sailing vessel with optional lights more than 50 meters in length in bow. Viewing the vessel's bow. It is the vessel engaged in fishing with purse, seine, gears humped by its fishing gear. Viewing the vessel in starboard side. Vessel engaged in fishing with purse, seine, gear humped by its fishing gear. Viewing the vessel in port side. It is the vessel engaged in fishing with purse, seine, gear humped by its fishing gear in port side. Viewing the vessel in stern. It is the vessel engaged in fishing with purse, seine, gear humped by its fishing gear in stern. No viewing vessel. It is the dredging pipeline. No viewing angle. It's the dracon or partially submerged vessel or object being towed in starboard side. No viewing angle. It is the vessel engaged in fishing gear extending more than 150 meters in length. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. It is the tug barge in a composite unit in starboard side. No viewing angle. It is the mine sweeper underway and making way. Bow. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. It is the submarine underway and making way in starboard side. Viewing the vessel from its port side. It is the submarine underway and making way in port side. Viewing the vessel from its port side. It is the air fusion vessel in port side. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. It is the air fusion vessel in starboard side. Viewing the vessel's bow. It is the air fusion vessel's bow. And that's it. I'm done to discuss and show you the Conleg navigational lights in the different vessels. And that's all for today. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Chankar M. Sambile from SRC2 Bosun. I'm here to you to discuss the different kinds of lights of a vessel. So let's start. First, I have here a vessel less than 50 meters of its size. We have only one masthead light on her starboard side and also the port side. So if the vessel is over 50 meters of size, we have two masthead light, starboard side also and the port side ahead. So now we're going to towing vessel. First, we have here a towing vessel less than 50 meters and tow vessel less than 200 meters. We have two masthead light. We have the starboard side and also the port side. So if the towing vessel is on her stern, we have two masthead light, and also if the towing vessel, we have the yellow light and also the white light. This is on the stern part of a vessel. We have a towing vessel less than 50 meters, tow vessel over 200 meters. So this is the vessel with less than 50 meters, but the tow vessel is over 200 meters. We have three masthead light ahead of the vessel. We have the starboard side and also the port side. And this is the starboard part of a vessel that have a less than 50 meters and towing vessel over 200 meters. I have here a vessel with 50 meters, over 50 meters, and tow vessel is less than 200 meters. This is the ahead part of a vessel. If you can see, we have three masthead light, the starboard side and also the port side. But when it comes to starboard side of a vessel, the masthead light is on this part, not on here, because this vessel is over 50 meters but less than 200 meters. Next, we have here a towing vessel over 50 meters and also tow vessel over 200 meters. If you can see, we have a 4 masthead light now and the starboard side and also the port side. And if the vessel is on her starboard side, this is what look like. Not just like in the great over 50 meters and less than 200 meters, we have only three masthead light. But this is over 200 meters. At the same time, this is over 50 meters too. That's why this one masthead light is on this position or in this place, not here. So that's it. So next, we're going to a sailing vessel. This is the light of a sailing vessel. We have red light and also the green light. this vessel is not underway because the side light of it is not on. But if the sailing vessel is on her route or underway, the side light is on, the starboard side and also the port side. So we're going to a trolling vessel that have a green light on top and under is a white light. This vessel is not underway because the side light of it is not turning on. And if the vessel is underway, the starboard side and port side is open. So next, we're going to fishing vessel. So if you can see, we have here the light of it, the red light on top, and under of it is the white light. And this vessel is not underway because the side light of it is not on. And if the vessel is underway, the light of it is on the starboard side and also the port side. This type of vessel is no masthead light like the sailing vessel, the trolling vessel, and the fishing vessel does not have a masthead light. Only a color light like red light and white light. So we're going to next vessel. This vessel is vessel not under command. The light of it is only red but is two red. And if the vessel is not under command, if you can see a two red on the sea, that means that vessel is not under command. And if the vessel is underway, the side light of it is on the starboard side and also the port side. The vessel is not under command but he making his way because the vessel under command is not anchorage or on her berth. So next, we're talking about a vessel that restricted ability to maneuver. So this is the light of it, red, white, and also red. And if the vessel is on a daytime, you can see a one black ball, a one black diamond, and also one black ball. So I have here a vessel ram or restricted ability to maneuver over 50 meters. If you can see, the vessel itself have a 5 lights, white light, red light, white, red, white. About a vessel ram over 50 meters. If you notice, a vessel have 50 meters is the masthead, the one light is in this place, not here. So this is the vessel ram over 50 meters of her size. The one light is on this place. The red, white on her starboard side of a vessel. So next we're talking about a ram vessel on a dredging process. So this is the light of it. We have red, white, red, and in the side of it is have a red light, two red light, and also two green light. It means that this is the safe place to go through, and this is the not safe place because it's red, just like in the light of a what do you call this, a stoplight. we have a green light, it means you are you are free to go. But we have also a red light, that means stop or not pass through. And also we have a starboard side of a vessel and also the port side. This view is on the bow of a vessel. And when in the daytime, you see the one black bowl, the one black diamond, and also one black ball in the bottom. And when it comes to the safe place and not safe place to go through, you see to the safe place a two black diamond, and to the not safe place to go through a two black ball. To the ram or restricted ability to maneuver and doing a dredging operation. And when it comes to ram or restricted ability to maneuver, on a mine clearance operation, you see a three green light on the vessel. And if the vessel is on daytime and doing a mine clearance operation, you see on that vessel a three black ball. Next, we are in the vessel constrained by the air draft. Their lights is a five lights, a white, three red, and white under of it. We have white, three red, and white below of it. This vessel is a vessel constrained by their draft. Starboard side and the port side. This is the ahead of the ship. When the vessel constrained by their a draft in the daytime, you can see a cylinder block. This is a black cylinder logo to their vessel that constrained by their draft. Next, we're going to a pilot vessel that have a two lights. Uh, the top of it is a white light and below of it is a red light. And this pilot vessel is no masthead. The pilot vessel is underway or making its way. Uh, the side light of it is on the starboard side and also the port side. And if the side light is off, it means that pilot vessel is not underway or making its way. Maybe the vessel is on anchorage. And next, we're going to a vessel that on anchor. If the vessel is on anchored, you can see a two lights only, and all of it is white. This side is on the port side. Two white light only on the anchored vessel. Last but not the least, we're going to a vessel aground that have a two red lights and also two white lights. This light is on the starboard side of a vessel.
Bosun. Our video is about vessel light. This is the example of power-driven vessel light, less than 50 meters in length, port side. This is the example of power-driven vessel, less than 50 meters in length, starboard side. This is the example of vessel bow. Power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length. This light is a vessel at anchor less than 50 meters in length. Vessel propelled by oars. Power-driven vessel, third view. This is the example of sailing vessel 20 meters in length, port side. Viewing the vessel from starboard side. Sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Viewing the vessel's bow. Sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. This is the sailing vessel with optional lights port side. This is sailing vessel with optional lights, starboard side. This is sailing vessel with optional lights, bow. This is the example of stern light, sailing vessel with optional lights. This is the vessel at anchor, 50 meters or more in length. This is the vessel constrained by drop, less than 50 meters in length, port side. This is the vessel constrained by drop, less than 50 meters in length, starboard side. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel constrained by drop, less than 50 meters in length. Viewing the vessel's stern, vessel constrained by drop, less than 50 meters in length. Viewing the vessel bow, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets. This is the vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets, starboard side. This is the vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets, port side. Viewing the vessel stern, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets. Viewing the vessel bow, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling poling nets. This is the vessel engaged in fishing by trolling throw cast on obstruction, starboard side. This is the vessel engaged in fishing by trolling throw caught on obstruction, port side. This is the example of viewing stern. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling throw caught on obstruction. This is the example of dredge pipeline. Viewing vessels bow. Towing astern. Tow length 200 meters or less. This is the vessel aground, less than 50 meters in length. This is the vessel aground, 50 meters or more in length. This is the example of pilot vessels bow. This is the example of minesweeper, underway and making way. This is the example of submarine, underway and making way boat. This is the example of air fusion vessels in port side.
Hello guys, our topic for today is all about marine navigation and lights. So guys, this stands for towing vessels under 200 meters astern. Next, this slide stands for powered driven vessel less than 50 meters in length. Next, this slide stands for vessel at anchor less than 50 meters in length, or vessel propelled by oars. Next, this slide stands for sailing vessels less than 20 meters in length. Next, this is the sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length, viewing the vessel's bow. Next, this is the sailing vessel with optional lights, viewing the vessel from its port side. Next, this light stands for vessel at anchor, 50 meters or more in length. This light stands for vessels constrained by draft, 50 meters in length, viewing the vessels from its port side. This is the vessel constrained by draft, 50 meters in length, starboard side. This light, same as constraints by draft, but this is the viewing from bow. Next, this light stands for vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets, viewing from vessel's bow. Next, this light is same as vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, viewing for port side. This light is same again as vessel engaged in fishing by trolling,
viewing the vessel stern. As okay, this light is stands for vessel engagement facing controlling nets. Viewing from bow. Okay, this light is same as vessel engaged in fishing by trolling hauling nets, but the vessel's viewing is starboard side, and this is the port side. Okay, next. This light is stands for vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Troll caught on obstruction. Viewing the vessels from bow. And this is the viewing the vessels from its starboard side. So next, this light stands for vessel engaged in fishing with first in gear, hampered by its fishing gear. Vessel viewing above. Okay, next. This light stands for tugboats in a composite unit, viewing the vessels from its port side. Okay, next. This light stands for dredge pump line. Next, as you can see, this light is so very difficult. That light means towing vessels restricted in ability to maneuver. Tow length is 200 meters or less. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. So next, this light stands for vessel less than 50 meters in length, engaged in fishing and underway and mainway. Viewing the vessel's stern. Next, this light stands for vessel engaged in fishing. Gear extending is more than 150 meters and no viewing angle. Okay, next, this light stands for vessel engaged in fishing with person gear and hampered by its fishing gear, viewing from its starboard side. Okay guys, next slide stands for towing astern. Tow length is 200 meters or less, viewing the vessel's bow. Okay, next, this slide stands for vessel less than 50 meters in length and engaged in fishing, underwear and making way. Viewing vessel is port side. Okay, next slide stands for towing astern. Tow length is 200 meters or less, viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Okay, this slide stands for pilot vessel, viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Okay, next, this slide stands for vessels restricted in ability to maneuver. Tow length is less than 200 meters and viewing the vessel is bow. Okay, next slide stands for power driven vessel less than 50 meters and viewing vessel is port side. Okay, next slide stands for vessel engaged in fishing and viewing angle is bow. Next, this slide stands for vessels not under command, making way. Viewing the vessel is bow. Next slide is pilot vessel, viewing vessel is bow. Okay. Next slide is stand for submarine, underway and making way. Viewing vessel is bow. Okay, next slide is stands for vessel not under command. Viewing the vessel is stern.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, classmate. Today I'm gonna discuss to you navigational lights from Rule 23 to Rule 30. First, power-driven vessel underway under Rule 23. First example is power-driven vessel underway that is more than 50 meters on her length on its bow. Next one, a vessel less than 50 meters in her length on its bow. Next, Rule 24, towing and pushing. It has 4 combinations. Let's tackle the first one. A towing vessel that is less than 50 meters and less than 200 meters. This is its example. The bow, on its bow, on its starboard, port, and the stern. Again, this is a towing vessel that's less than 50 meters and less than 200 meters. Let's go to the second one. The second one, a towing vessel that is less than 50 meters and more than 200 meters. This is the first example of it. The bow, the port side, starboard side, and the stern. Again, this is a towing vessel that is less than 50 meters and more than 200 meters. Let's go to the third one. Third one is a towing vessel that is more than 50 meters and less than 200 meters. This is the example of it on its bow. Towing vessel is more than 50 meters, less than 200 meters on its bow. On its port side, starboard side, stern. On its stern. Now let's go to the fourth one. The fourth one is a towing vessel that's more than 50 meters and more than 200 meters. This is the example. Let me show you. The bow of a towing vessel that is more than 50 meters and more than 200 meters. The port side of it, starboard side of it, stern. Now let's go to Rule 25, sailing vessel. Sailing vessel has all red light over all green light and has no masthead and has side light, that means underway. And this is a vessel that is more than 50 meters in her length. This is the example of it. Sailing vessel that's more than 50 meters in her length. Bow. Stern. Stern of a vessel is more than 50 meters in her length as a sailing vessel. Next one. Fishing vessel. Fishing vessel includes trolling and fishing vessel itself. A trolling vessel has all-round green lights, all-round green over white, and a second masthead lights if it is more than 50 meters, and has a side lights and stern light if it is making way. Let me show you the example. This is its example. Trolling vessel that is more than 50 meters and it's making way on its bow, on its port side, on its starboard side, on its stern. Now let's go to the fishing vessel itself. Fishing vessel has a all-round red over white, has side light if it's making way, and if the gear is more than 150 meters, it has an all-round white, and the fishing vessel has no masthead. Let me show you the fishing vessel, and it's making way. This is the example of fishing vessel, no masthead, and making way on its bow. On its stern, on its port, on its starboard. Again, this is a fishing vessel with no masthead and making way. So, Rule 27. Vessel not under command or restricted in their ability to maneuver. Vessel not under command and has no masthead and making way. A vessel that is not under command has all round red over all round red and has side light that show it's making way. This is the example of vessel not under command and has no masthead and making way. On its bow, stern, this is the stern, the port side, starboard side of a vessel not under command that has no masthead and making way. Next one, I will show you the vessel not under command but it's not making way. Let's see the difference. This is the bow of the not making way. Vessel not under command, not making way. Starboard, port, stern. It has no side lights. Let's go to the vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, or the RAM. All red over all white over all round red. There's a masthead light and a second masthead light if it is more than 50 meters, and a side light and stern light if it's making way. Let me show you. This is the example of it. On its bow, vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, or the ram itself. Stern, starboard side of it, and the port side of a vessel that is restricted in ability to maneuver, or the ram. Next, a ram vessel engaged in dredging requires the ram lights. As you can see, these are the ram lights. And these lights over here called all round green over all round green. This lights called the safe side. And the other side of the all round red over all round red called the danger side. This is on its bow. The ram vessel engaged in dredging, bow, in its bow. So, this one is the ram vessel engaged in mine clearance ops. This required a power-driven vessel plus the mine clearance op sign and on mast. Rule 28. Vessel constrained by their draft. A vessel that is constrained by their draft may addition to the lights described for the power-driven vessel in Rule 23, where there can be seen 3 all red lights in a vertical line. Let's see the example. This is the example of vessel constrained by draft, more than 50 meters. The bow. Port side, the starboard side, the stern of a vessel constrained by draft more than 50 meters. Now this is a vessel constrained by their draft in daytime. This is its shape. This is what you see in daytime. Rule 29. Pilot vessel. Pilot vessel has no masthead and it's underway. This is an example of a pilot vessel has no masthead and underway. All round white over all round red. This is example of it in its bow. On its port side, starboard side, stern. Again, this is a pilot vessel, has no masthead, and it's underway. Rule 30. Anchored vessel and vessel aground. This is an anchored vessel is more than 50 meters. Port side, anchored vessel, more than 50 meters. Starboard side. Now, this is a vessel at anchor. The shape. This is what you see. Vessel at anchor. Now, vessel aground more than 50 meters. Starboard side. Vessel aground more than 50 meters. Port side. This is a vessel aground in daytime. This is the shape of vessel aground in daytime. This is what you will see. That is all. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, classmate. I am Omar Tolentino from the SRC Bosun. Today, I will discuss the navigational lights. First, a towing light. A towing light means a yellow light has same characteristic as the stern light, defined in the paragraph of this rule, rule number 21. Next, vessel engaged on the pilot duty or a trolley hauling their net. One white light over the one red light in the vertical line exhibited by the vessel engaged on the pilot duty or a trolley hauling their net. Next, power-driven vessel. When the towing view is astern, we have in the upper is yellow and the lower is white. Astern view. Next, vessel engaged in fishing. Two all-round lights in the vertical line. In the upper begins the red light and the lower is the white light. This exhibited by vessel engaged in the fishing. Next, vessel restricted in ability to maneuver. The three round lights in the vertical line where they can best be seen. The upper light and the lower light shall be red, and the middle light shall be white. This vessel is the vessel restricted in ability to maneuver. Next, red light. In harbor, vessel taking in, discharging or carrying dangerous cargo. Next, starboard side light and the port side light. The side light means a green light is on the starboard side, and the red light is on the port side. And each side light showing the unbroken arc on the horizon of 112.5 degree, and so fixed as the show the right ahead to 22.5 degree above the beam on the respective side. Next, vessel not under command. Around or the net that has came fast upon the obstruction. For trawlers or obstruction, the two round red lights in the vertical line exhibited by the vessel not under command. Around or net that has been came upon the obstruction for the trawlers or obstruction. Next, vessel contained by the hairdrop. The three round red light in the vertical line, vessel contained by the hairdrop. Next, Sealing vessel. Two round lights in the vertical line. The upper light is the red light, and the lower light is the green light, exhibited by the sealing vessel. Next, vessel engaged in trolling. The two round lights in the vertical line. In the upper begins the green light, and the lower is the white light, exhibited by the vessel engaged in trolling. Next, vessel engaged in dredging or underwater operation. The two around green lights exhibited by the vessel engaged in dredging or underwater operation indicate the side on which another vessel may pass. Next, vessel engaged in mine clearance operation. Three all-round green lights. One of these light or shape shall be exhibited by near force masthead, and each end of these 4 yards, their light or shape indicate that it is dangerous for another vessel to approach within 1,000 meter of the mine clearance vessel. Next, vessel restricted to ability to maneuver. More than 50 meters, more than 200 meters ahead. You see the white, white lights, red lights, white lights, red lights, white lights, and the side lights is green lights and red lights. Next, vessel restricted inability to maneuver. Less than 50 meters, less than 200 meters, starboard side. We have white lights, red lights, white lights, red lights, and the side light is green light. Next, vessel contained by hair drops. More than 50 meters, more than 200 meters ahead. We have white lights, red lights, red lights, red lights, white lights, green lights, red lights, or the side lights. Vessel contains by the hair drops. Next, vessel not under command. Less than 50 meters, less than 200 meters ahead. We have red lights, for the side lights, we have green lights and red lights. Vessel not under command. Next, we have vessel not under command. More than 50 meters, less than 200 meters. Starboard side. We have white lights, red lights, and for the side lights, we have green lights. Next, we have towing vessel. More than 50 meters, more than 200 meters ahead. We have white lights, side light of green and red. Next, towing vessel. Less than 50 meters, less than 200 meters ahead. We have one masthead, white lights, and side light, green and red. Next, we have towing vessel, more than 50 meters, less than 200 meters. Port side, we have white lights, and the side light is red. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching.
Air cushion. Air cushion vessel. Air cushion vessel. Air cushion vessel. Submarine underway and making way. Submarine underway and making way. Sweeper underway and making way. Pilot vessel. Pilot vessel. Vessel around 50 meters or more in length. Not under command making way. Around less than 50 meters length. Not under command making way. Not under command making way. Not under command making way. Under command making way. Submerged in a composite unit. in a composite unit. Restricted to ability to maneuver tow length more than 200 miles. Vessel restricted to ability to maneuver tow length more than 200 miles. In underway and making way. Towing vessel restricted to ability to maneuver tow length more than 200 miles. Towing vessel restricted to ability to maneuver tow length 200 miles. Vessel restricted to ability to maneuver tow length 200 miles or less. Towing vessel restricted to ability to maneuver tow length 200 miles or less. Vessel restricted to maneuver ability obstruction lights underway. Vessel restricted to maneuver ability making way. 3. Vessel restricted in maneuver ability obstructions lights not underway. Vessel restricted in maneuverability making way. Vessel restricted in maneuverability making way. Vessel restricted in maneuverability making way. Vessel restricted in maneuverability not making way. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Vessel engaged in fishing gear extending more than 150 meters. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Vessel less than 50 meters in length engaged in fishing underway making way. Vessel less than 50 meters in length engaged in fishing underway and making way. Vessel at anchor less than 50 meters in length. Towing astern, tow length more than 200 meter astern. Towing astern, tow length more than 200 meter astern. Vessel less than 50 meter in length engaged in fishing underway and making way. Towing astern, tow length 200 meter or less. Towing astern, tow length 200 meter or less. Towing astern, tow length 200 meter or less. Dredge pipeline. Vessel engaged in fishing with burn seine gear hampered by fishing gear. Dragon or partially submerged vessel observed being towed. Vessel engaged in fishing with bird seine gear hampered by a fishing gear. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, caught on obstruction. Vessel engaged in fishing with first seine gear hampered by its fishing gear. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, caught on obstruction. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, caught on obstruction. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, caught on obstruction. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, hauling nets. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, hauling nets. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, hauling nets. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, shooting nets. Vessel engaged fishing by trolling, shooting nets. Engaged in fishing by trolling, hauling nets. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, shooting nets. Vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, shooting nets. Vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. Vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. Vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. Sailing vessel with optional lights. Sailing vessel with optional lights. Vessel at anchor 50 meters or more in length. Sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length.
Sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Vessel at anchor less than 50 meters in length. Vessel propelled by oars. Power-driven vessel steam use. Power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length. Sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length. Power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length.
Hi, for today's video, I will tell you all about the different kinds of lights in a vessel. Viewing the vessel from its port side, power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length. Viewing the vessel's bow, power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length. No viewing angle. Vessel at anchored less than 50 meters in length, or vessel propelled by oars, or power-driven vessel stern view. Viewing the vessels from its port side, sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Viewing the vessel's bow, sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Viewing the vessel's bow, sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Viewing the vessel from its port side, sailing vessel with optional lights. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, sailing vessel with optional lights. Viewing the vessel's bow, sailing vessel with optional lights. No viewing angle. Vessel at anchored 50 meters or more in length. Viewing the vessels from its port side, vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets. Viewing the vessel from its port side, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling shooting nets. Viewing the vessel stern. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling hauling nets. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling hauling nets. Viewing the vessel from its port side, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling hauling nets. Viewing the vessel stern, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling hauling nets. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Troll caught on obstruction. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Troll caught on obstruction. Viewing the vessel from its port side, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Troll caught on obstruction. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel engaged in fishing in first seen gear, hampered by its fishing gear. Now we are seeing the vessel in starboard side. Now it is in the port side. Now it is in the stern. No viewing angle. Dredge pipeline.
No viewing angle, black hole, or partially submerged vessel or object being towed. Viewing the vessel's bow, towing, astern, tow length 20 meters or less. Viewing the vessel from its port side, towing astern, tow length 20 meter or less. Now we are viewing it in starboard side. Viewing the vessel's bow, towing astern, tow length more than 20 meters astern. Viewing the vessel from its port side, towing astern, tow length more than 20 meters astern. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, towing astern, tow length more than 20 meters astern. Viewing the vessels from its port side, vessel less than 20 meters in length, engaged in fishing, underway and making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, vessel less than 50 meters in length, engaged in fishing, underway and making way. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel less than 50 meters in length, engaged in fishing, underway and making way. We are viewing it the vessel astern. No viewing angle, vessel at anchor, less than 50 meters in length. No viewing angle, vessel engaged in fishing, gear extending more than 150 meters. Viewing the vessel from its port side, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Viewing the vessel's stern, vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. No viewing angle, vessel restricted in maneuverability, not making way. Viewing the vessel from its port side, vessel restricted in maneuverability, making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, vessel restricted in maneuverability, making way. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel restricted in maneuverability, making way. Viewing the vessel's stern, vessel restricted in maneuverability, making way. No viewing angle, vessel restricted in maneuverability, obstruction lights not underway. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel restricted in maneuverability, obstruction lights underway. Viewing the vessel's bow, towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length 200 meters or less. Viewing the vessel from its port side, towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length 200 meters or less. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length more than 20 meters in length. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, tug barge, in a composite unit. No viewing angle, vessel not under command, not making way. Viewing the vessel from its port side, vessel not under command, making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side, vessel not under command, making way. Viewing the vessel's bow, vessel not under command, making way. Viewing the vessel's stern, vessel not under command, making way. No viewing angle, vessel aground, less than 50 meters in length.
No viewing angle. Vessel aground 50 meters or more in length. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Pilot vessel. Viewing the vessel's bow. Pilot vessel. No viewing angle. Minesweeper. Underway and making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Submarine. Underway and making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Submarine. Underway and making way. Viewing the vessel's bow. Submarine. Underway and making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Earth-fusion vessel. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Earth-fusion vessel. Viewing the vessel's stern. Earth-fusion vessel.
Viewing the vessel's stern. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Troll caught on obstruction. Viewing the vessel's bow. Vessel engaged in fishing with purseine gear, hampered by its fishing gear. No viewing angle. Jack on or partially submerged vessel or object being towed. Viewing the vessel's stern. Vessel engaged in fishing with purseine gear, hampered by its fishing gear. No viewing angle. Dredge pipeline. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Towing astern, tow length 200 meter or less. Viewing the vessel's bow. Towing astern, tow length 200 meter or less. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Towing astern, tow length 200 meter or less. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Vessel less than 50 meter in length engaged in fishing, underway and making way. Viewing the vessel's bow. Towing astern, tow length more than 200 meter astern. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Towing astern, tow length more than 200 meter astern. No viewing angle. Vessel at anchor, less than 50 meter in length. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Vessel less than 50 meter in length, engaged in fishing, underway and making way. Viewing the vessel's stern. Vessel less than 50 meter in length, engaged in fishing, underway and making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. No viewing angle. Vessel engaged in fishing, gear extending more than 150 meter. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Viewing the vessel's bow. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. No viewing angle. Vessel restricted in maneuverability, not making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Vessel restricted in maneuverability, making way. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Vessel restricted in maneuverability, making way. Viewing the vessel's bow. Vessel restricted in maneuverability, making way. No viewing angle. Vessel restricted in maneuverability, obstruction lights not underway. Viewing the vessel's stern. Vessel restricted in maneuverability, making way. Viewing the vessel's bow. Vessel restricted in maneuverability, obstruction lights underway. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length 200 meter or less. Viewing the vessel's bow. Towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length 200 meter or less. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length 200 meter or less. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length more than 200 meter. Viewing the vessel's bow. Towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length more than 200 meter. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Towing vessel restricted in ability to maneuver, tow length more than 200 meters. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Tug barge in composite unit. Viewing the vessels from its starboard side. Tug barge in a composite unit. No viewing angle. Vessel not under command, not making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Vessel not under command, making way. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Vessel not under command, making way. Viewing the vessel's bow.
Vessel not under command, making way. No viewing angle. Vessel aground less than 50 meter in length. Viewing the vessel's stern. Vessel not under command, making way. No viewing angle. Vessel aground 50 meter or more in length. Viewing the vessel's bow. Pilot vessel. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Pilot vessel. No viewing angle. Minesweeper underway and making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Submarine underway and making way. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Submarine underway and making way. Viewing the vessel's bow. Submarine underway and making way. Viewing the vessel from its starboard side. Air cushion vessel. Viewing the vessel from its port side. Air cushion vessel.
Good morning, sir. I am JKP Marcelo from SRC2 Bosun. Vessel engaged in fishing, on trolling, troll caught on obstruction. Vessel engaged in fishing with first fin gear hampered by its fishing gear. This is sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. This is vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, hauling nets. Vessel at anchor less than 50 meters in length. Vessel propelled by oars. Power-driven vessel stern view. This is an example of vessel at anchor 50 meters or more in length. This is sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. This is vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. This is sailing vessel with optional lights. This is vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, shooting nets. Vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length. This is sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, shooting nets. This is an example of power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, shooting nets. Port view. This is sailing vessel less than 20 meters in length. Port side view. Sailing vessel with optional lights. This is an example of vessel constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length bow. This is vessel engaged in fishing by trolling. Troll caught on obstruction, starboard side. This is vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, hauling nets, port side. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, hauling nets, starboard side. Vessel less than 50 meters in length, engaged in fishing, underway and making way, starboard side. This is vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, bow view. Vessel engaged in fishing by first fin gear hampered its fishing gear, starboard side. This is vessel not under command, making way, stern side. This is vessels constrained by draft less than 50 meters in length, starboard side. Towing astern. Tow length 200 meter or less. This is example of dredge pipeline. Tugboat in composite unit, port side. Vessel restricted maneuver ability, making way, starboard side. This is vessel not under command, making way, bow view. Power-driven vessel less than 50 meters in length, bow view. Towing vessel, restricted in ability to maneuver. Tow length more than 200 meters. Vessel engaged in fishing by trolling, stern view. Vessel aground, less than 50 meters in length. This is an example of pilot vessel. This is submarine, underway and making way. Thank you for watching, sir. Keep safe and God bless.